What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Break It Down, the show where we're always speaking to some amazing artists, musicians, and just some badass human beings. And you know what it is. We want to hear the behind the scenes, the creative process that goes into making some awesome songs and albums. With us today, our guest is DJ Deadeye. What's happening?
Salute. What up, dog? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good to be
Uh,
back.
yes, good to be back. Appreciate it. For
Word.
those that don't know, man, you're tour DJ for Slaine, Term, Reks. I know you've DJ'd for Big Shug, uh,
MOP,
MOP.
Lacoca, Red MF, name it,
Yeah,
dude.
Red and Meth,
Name
man.
it.
That's like the pinnacle right there.
Yeah, that was wild. That time that I got to DJ for them was crazy because it was the last show of that tour, and their DJ was like, "Yo, I gotta use the bathroom. Hold it down." And I'm like, "What?" So then, boom, I jump in, and it's like the last two songs. So it's like Rockwilder and the song that they did, Def Squad Delight, I think it's called, where they did
Okay.
the Sugar Hill Gang joint. So
Yep.
I DJ'd for like both of those songs and shit. So that shit was crazy, super surreal.
Damn, that's awesome.
Man.
Well,
Lil Fame, overseas Lil Fame, La Coca,
nice.
all over, dude. House of Pain, shit was fire too.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we
When
did a
did
we did
you?
a small little run with House of Pain. It was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago with when Slaine did he would do the St. Patrick's Day little tours,
Okay.
and we ended up doing it was me and Slaine and then House of Pain, and we did like 4 dates that tour. That shit was cool, man.
So I forget. Is Lethal not cool with them anymore, or was he just not available?
Yeah,
Or?
Lethal cool. I just don't. That was probably the last time that they. I don't know. Eventually in the future if they will, but I think
Right.
that was the last tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Everlast can just do kind of his own thing, and then Lethal got Limp Bizkit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
their schedules are kind of nuts. And then Danny Boy's doing he's got the Outsiders House in Tulsa. I don't know if people know about that, but basically, real quick, Danny Boy from House of Pain, a huge Outsiders fan, from the book to the movie.
Okay.
Um, and he ended up moving from LA to Tulsa, and ended up buying the house that the movie was made in.
Wow.
So then it's probably up now. When we went, the time that we went, it was still like being renovated, but he's basically making an Outsiders museum in the house.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
so he bought the property and was renovating it and stuff like that. And then the lady who wrote the book found out like what he was doing and decided to put up the other half of the money.
Wow.
So the lady who wrote the Outsiders book and Danny Boy are now the like people that run the Outsiders Museum in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Shit's crazy. So it's the original house and it has like the original like couch, stove, some of the gear that the people were wearing and the stuff. You know, it's just like a tribute to the movie and to the book.
Wow, that's great. I was just talking about the book like a week or two ago. S.E.
Yeah,
Hutton, she
yeah. I
wrote the
see.
book. And
Yeah,
Coppola did the movie.
Coppola did the movie. Yep.
Yeah.
So like Danny's been like obsessed with that. So he's been working on that probably for the last 4 or 5 years now. So that's really his passion at this point, you know. And then Everlast got all types of albums and hits that he's doing, and then Lethal's touring like Australia with Limp Bizkit and stuff like that.
Wow.
So I don't know if they'll do another tour, but that was probably the last one.
Wow. Well, props for being a part of that. That's
Super
awesome.
props. That shit was mad fun, mad fun. Doing Jump Around is like one of the funnest things to do. You know what I mean? It's just a simple song that like everybody loves.
They do put on your shit kickers.
Yep, they did Shit Kickers. They did Boom Shalak Lock Boom. You know, all the joints. Even the shit from what's the Judgment Night joint?
Oh, just another victim.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do that shit too. That shit crazy. That shit rings off so crazy.
Yeah. I bet.
Great dude, man.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, today we want to get into intervention. This
Indeed,
is
indeed.
your, is this technically the follow up to substance abuse?
Yeah, technically it is. I didn't really want it to be like substance abuse too, but it's basically in the same vein, similar ideas, more so like reflecting and just knowing that um that old lifestyle can be detrimental, and so this is like the culmination of all those years of all that shit, you know what I mean?
Right, right. Because that was
So
2011. So we're
2011, it's
10,
literally
11 years later
it's
now.
literally 10, 11 years later.
Yeah. And you're
um
still sober,
but
right?
yeah, I got 150 weeks, so like almost
Wow.
3 years, almost
Wow.
3 years
Good
no
for
drinking.
you. That's awesome.
And I did a CD release party yesterday at a brewery, so it was hilarious.
Nice. Yeah,
Everybody's getting
I
crazy.
saw some of the pictures. That looked awesome.
Yeah, it was dope. It was super fun, man. It was good to like just have fam there and not have to perform, just literally just chill, play the album and just mingle and just, have people tell you what songs they like, what spoke to them, what verse they like, what beat they like, things like that. So it was cool. It was a little bit different because normally I'm like performing or organizing or DJing or something. So it was good to just chill.
Yeah, I bet. What were some of people's favorite tracks or verses?
People really like the right now the DJs are running with the Lawless Jungle song with Term, Easy, and Whispers, and people like the 4x4 song with
Hmm.
Term, Snuck, Artisan, and H Blanco, Loman on the beat. They really like those joints. People really like the Wifey song with John Hope and Mary Gibson. Some of the Boston blogs picked up the Estee Nack joint with Smooth and Bob Rock and Vic Spencer that I did. Um, so it's cool. Like people kind of just picking what they like. At the beginning when I was promoting it, I put out the single Written Kilos just because I knew that that would be like an attention getter. Like people would
Hmm.
gravitate towards that just because of the names and the sound and shit. And then after that, I was like, I'm not gonna pick another single. I'm just gonna let the DJs and the blogs pick what they like and run with it, and then gather the information later, and then do videos according to the songs that people liked.
No doubt.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Lawless
people
Jungle,
fuck
four
with it
by
though.
four. Those are definitely two of my favorites.
Yeah, people really like the gangster song with Jay and
Yeah.
Tommy and Rim. So Living Lost, people like with AOTP and Rael on it. So it's all over. And I liked it that way because I wanted the feedback from what people actually liked, not from what people said they liked.
Yeah, yeah.
Like stuff I can actually see on the algorithm, like what songs people are fucking with.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, that must be helpful,
oh,
knowing.
totally. And it was a
Yeah.
different approach. On the first record, I was picking singles and catering towards certain things. And then near the end, I was just doing what I wanted to do. Like on the first record, I did a video for the song "The Law," which is literally just a song about Lawrence. So it's only people that have been out here or be out here that are gonna, relate to that or like that song. But it was something I wanted to do just to wrap it up in a bow. It was the last single on the album, so I had already done like the stuff that people really dug or stuff with features and things like that. I just wanted to do something for me. So eventually with this record, I'll probably end up doing the same type of thing. Like I'll do probably 2 or 3 videos of the songs people liked and then just choose one that I really wanted to do just to be on some creative shit.
There you go.
But yeah, people really dig it, man. I haven't really got no bad feedback. Everybody likes different songs. People like the skits are real cohesive. They tie everything up.
Yeah,
It's
is there somebody that does the skits? It sounds like one guy does the
no,
voice on a few of them, right?
yeah. So I got the samples. Those are all samples. So I got
Okay.
those samples, and then I had musicians that I know play under it or over it or whatever. So and I got 2 different musicians, and I wanted all of them to be like different, in terms of the sound. Some of them
Yeah,
have
yeah.
similar sounds in them, but overall they were like strategic in how they were picked like that, you know.
Yeah, the sounds of the
The
skits
samples,
too, they
the
sound
samples are
dope.
the samples are from Oz, the TV show Oz,
Okay.
back in the day on HBO.
Yeah, yeah.
But one of the narrators on that show is the guy that I got doing all the stuff. So it's all chopped up from the show. And then I had my man Jam come through and get real busy on the piano. And then I had my man Gage, kind of like Trent Reznor the shit out, you know, a little bit.
Right, right.
You know, there's like 2 skits that sound real like 9 Inch Nail-y, you know.
Yeah, no, the skits fit perfectly, when you listen from start to finish. Um Usually when I listen to an album, I just do a random shuffle just to kind
Yep,
of get a vibe. And then I go
yep.
back and kind of, I mean, that's just kind of how I do it.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, going back and then start to finish, uh, the skits are dope. I definitely like all the. That's why I was wondering if it was one person. So those were all samples from the Oz.
I just strategically, yeah. So yeah, except the copper one. The copper one is an old Cagney and Lacey movie, I
Okay.
believe. And yeah, for the most part, the rest of them are from Oz. And I just wanted, a lot of the stuff that he would say on that show would be pertinent to whatever's going on the show. But some of it was literally just life shit, like stuff that could easily be applied to anything in life. So those are the ones that spoke out to me because I could tie them to my album, and they were open-ended things where, would make people think,
Right. Yeah. Where he's like, oh,
you know,
you can be addicted to gambling and, be addicted
ESPN.
to grief. ESPN. Yeah. 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 So yeah, it's definitely
And it's
relevant.
real, and it's real, and it's real, and it's like what substance abuse was about. It was like about having 20 songs of all, conceptual things, and kind of like being too much, it being like an OD of, concept and certain aspects, of life. So that was kind of the concept of substance abuse. It was like OD amount of shit,
Right.
and
Right.
then coming into this, the skits kind of, tie the 2 albums together, where, it's telling you like too much excess will lead to this and blah 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 blah, and how different things could be used as vices and things like that. People use different things as crutches all the time,
Right.
and
So,
then it just helped tie it together too. Not to cut you off, but
oh,
you know,
go ahead.
when before I had done the skits, it was just a bunch of songs. You know what I'm saying? They had connotation to me. I had a concept to me, but to another person, it could have just been random songs together. So I had to like tie it up and make it like a theme, and
Mm.
for it to correlate to the first record.
Yeah. 2011 substance abuse, 2022 intervention. Obviously, in between, you've done, runt dogs and mixtapes. And so it's not like it's been a
Artisan.
10-year hiatus. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
no, I just did a lot of
but
behind the scenes shit.
how long have you been working on this album Intervention?
Since the first record. Some of
Okay.
these beats didn't make the first record, but I had
Okay.
stuff on it and stuff that I liked. And originally, Intervention was supposed to be an EP, in order for it to like help, hold the fans off until I could do another record. So that's why on No Rehab, Hectic's like a small intervention. So it was supposed to be an EP. It was supposed to be like 4 or 5 songs, just to hold people off until I could do a new record. But it ended up being, um, a lot more than 5 songs. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to make a record. And then I didn't want to shortchange people, so I was like, okay, I gotta really like strategize how I want to approach this, because I already had fire shit on it, but then I had stuff that was like older. So like I didn't want to mix the two energies. I didn't want to mix like old energy with new shit. So I just that's why I did the last batch EP in 2020. And I put some of that older energy on that, and then did some new stuff, wrap that up and put it out. And then that gave me some time to finish this up.
Okay.
But some of the beats are from like 04, 05, 06, 07, some of
Okay.
them, not all of them.
Yeah, you got Moss, DC the Midi Alien, 7L,
Like
Tone
like
Beats.
the DC one, the 7L one. Um, what else? The two Moss joints. Those are all from like 2000 some shit, like 06, 07, 08, something like that. And then like the Truly Yours, that's relatively new. That's from like maybe like a year or two. Um, the Lawless joint, I had that beat for like maybe like 2 or 3 years. And then once I figured out where I wanted to go, it came together pretty fast.
Right, right.
Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes I'll sit on it and I'll be like, where am I trying to go with this? How does this fit in the grand scheme of what I'm trying to do? So because everything on it I love. So, I had to sit with some of these joints for a grip. Even the Field Goals beat, I had that in like 2017.
Okay.
So they're
Any
from my
anything that didn't make the cut?
Yeah, I got some stuff in the stash. I got another album that I'm trying to drop this year. Hopefully like late summer, something like that. So some of it, like a lot of this album was strategic in what I wanted to keep on it,
Right.
because some of the energy on the next record is a lot bigger and a lot more marketable, less more underground per se.
Okay. Yep.
So I didn't want to mix the energies, and I didn't want to just be like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna just combine these two albums because they're two different energies.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's definitely stuff on a whole other record coming soon, and then I got some cutting room floor stuff that didn't make this or the next one that I'm gonna do for another last batch EP, if not this year, then early next year.
No doubt.
But
We'll be looking
there's
forward to that
definitely
too.
stuff in the stash. There's definitely stuff in the stash, dude. I got mad shit.
Yeah, yeah. And I would imagine being as accomplished as you are and, working with all the artists you have, it's probably not difficult to get them to lay stuff down for you, right?
It's not difficult, depending like who you working with, but it takes time because a lot of the stuff they're doing at the time, or at the time when you hit them, is like paid stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? And then they want to get to your stuff because they know my stuff's gonna make an impact. So they somehow figure it out to like fit me in.
Right,
But
right.
overall, it's just a longer process. I don't rap, I don't sing, so like I gotta go about it in a different way, in a different manner, and just a different approach.
Yeah, and you've got some production credits on this album. Um,
Yeah, I basically produced every song, but the beats are, a lot of them are from different cats, or I try to showcase cats that people really don't know. And then
right.
I did one entire song, which is More Than Money, the last joint. But
Right, right.
all the skits, like I produced those. All the songs I produced those. It just so happens that maybe the beat or the drum pattern wasn't me,
Right.
whatever. But everything else in the song, the concept, the people that's on it, what we're talking about, is all me.
Are
Like for the most
you
part.
you trying to get into more producing or
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, my production is different. Like I don't have to make everything, you know.
right,
In
right.
the end, I'm gonna produce the song. I'm gonna make the song happen. But I don't have to make everything. I don't have to sit there and make the drums. I don't have to sit and write the hook or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I have different methods. Sometimes, like More Than Money, I can do everything and get everyone in the same thing and literally make it happen from nothing. And then there's sometimes where I want to build it a different way, where like my boy over here got a dope drum pattern with a sample on it, but it's literally just gonna sit in his computer for the rest of life because he's not that type of person to move,
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
anything. So I'll be like, yo, give me that. Boom, I'll take whatever I don't like off it. I'll call my mans to come in and play piano on it. Have my other man come and play bass on it. I'll come up with the concept. I'll call the artist, and then we'll collaborate in that form. So I don't really have a set way of how I produce. I can do it the traditional hip hop way, or I could do it the Dr. Dre, Pharrell way, whatever.
Yeah,
As
that
long as it
that
makes as long as it makes sense, I don't really care about what the end result is or whose name is where. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna get their credit. But
Yeah, yeah.
in the end, like I'm the one putting everything together.
Yeah, the song Living Lost, the remix with Army of the Pharaohs, obviously rest in peace, Blacastan. Um,
So
was that an older track that needed a newer beat, or was it a
nah, it was I had like DC did the original beat, obviously, and then he sent me two other versions of the same beat, a little slower,
okay?
and where the sample was flipped a different way. And I liked one of them, and I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, yo, I want to make a remix to some of these songs that I've had that were big. I almost did a remix to I mean, I still have it in the stash. I could figure out to how to do it, but I wanted to do one to like Wild Puerto Ricans and things like that. Um, but those were supposed to be for the EP. So then I still had the Living Lost beat, and I got Reef on it, and Black, and who else? And the Outer Space dudes, Planet and Crip. So those are the first four guys I had on it, and I was like, I'm gonna just make it. I'm gonna just keep it them and not try to put anybody else in the mix of this. So I got Block, because Block lives maybe like 50 minutes from me, and then I had hit Celph. Celph I had toured with a bunch of times with App, and I had never done a song with Celph, so I wanted to involve him just to have it, because I didn't want to hit Esso, because Esso was on the original, you know. So I didn't want to hit Esso, I didn't want to hit App or Vinny or any of those guys. I wanted to make sure that the Goonies was represented heavy. So
Yeah, yeah.
I had Celph, and then Celph did it up, and then he don't really be on a lot of shit, so it was a good look. And then Rael, I ended up having jump on because I wanted like a big hook like that, and I had already had the guitar solo from my man Jackson when I toured with Head PE with Slaine in 2011. So
Nice.
I'd had that guitar solo for a long time, and I wanted to incorporate it somehow, either during the song or make an actual like bridge solo. So then when I had the guitar and all the rappers, it was kind of easy for Ray to just do her thing. Like, she wrote that hook, and then we ended up recording it at my old studio in Newburyport at like fucking 3 in the morning. Shit was fucking nuts. She
Wow.
was belting them fucking those lyrics, yo. Shit was fucking bananas. And like pretty much she sounds like what I recorded pretty much is like what comes out on the record. She's just naturally insane.
Wow. Well, I was gonna say, let's pick a song. We'll play a clip. You want to go with that song? Is there a song you think we should play a clip?
Whatever you feel,
All
whatever
right. Yeah.
song you feel, you like, bro. I'm with it.
I mean, I like Lawless Jungle. That one like slaps from the jump. So I guess we'll play a little clip of Lawless Jungle.
Let's do it.
And
Video
this
coming
one,
soon.
oh, awesome. Video coming soon. You're just gonna get a little snip. This is Termanology, Easy Money, and Whispers, produced by Tone Beats. Check it out.
Hey yo, welcome to the jungle. Live from the ghetto where they still selling bundles. I be getting mine, but I'm still on the humble. I don't waste time, if it's real, we confront you. We kill when we hunt you. Try and rob me for a quarter, that's manslaughter. You could bring all of your mans and get your man slaughtered. Walking bag of gems, you can ask your friends. Been stacking these G's, now I'm on a stacking M's. Straight jacket, how I'm rapping with these crazy bars. Since '02, slanging hard in the mason jars. Made it through the game with amazing R's. My shooter been paid off, he gon' take the charge. This intervention is feeling like redemption. Star on my team while you lames riding benches. You searching for attention, lurking in your mentions. I'm trying to get it now, fuck looking for a pension.
I'm from the land of the lawless. Don't give a fuck if you hood enough. Niggas is pulling up pussy, you better plan on your offense. Them drillers come with a killer touch, and you gon' feel a rush. Know that niggas be wildin'. In the junk, that body bag is your stylist. In the junk, violent you on the outlet. In the junk, know they gon' see if you bout it.
That was Lawless Jungle featuring Termanology, Easy Money, and Whispers, produced by Tone Beats. It's out now on DJ Deadeye's Intervention album. Links in the description below, so go check that out.
It's on
Bandcamp's got some
everything.
exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Bandcamp. If you guys are on the Bandcamp wave, if not, it's on every other streaming service: YouTube Music, YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, whatever.
Yeah. Definitely check it out.
Napster, whatever.
Very
Mhm.
diverse, a lot of different songs on there. It's not all shoot 'em up, gang bang. There's, like you said, singing
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
was there any artists you were trying to get on this album that just didn't quite make it in time?
Yeah, there was a few artists that I had in mind, and then I ended up getting, like, once I realized what when I was done, like when I didn't want to add any more artists, I started thinking about the new record. You know what I'm saying? So those people that I got in contact with or got cool with near the end of this process, I ended up being like, okay, I'm gonna just try to hit them up for the next record. But you know, Trife, who's on my first record, that's my homie. I always, reach out to him to get on whatever. And Cortez from Brooklyn, that's my guy. Super dope MC. I'm about to get him on the new record. So just there's a few guys, New York guys. Obviously there's a bunch of Boston dudes that I've been wanting to work with, but it hasn't come to fruition in terms of like naturally having the right song for them and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're still fam.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously Millie's and Dutch and um a bunch of other people. Those are two for sure, but there's a bunch more. I just can't think off the top of my head. But overall, like, I got everybody I kind of wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. That's great.
And like I said, I got this other record coming, so I'm gonna fill in some gaps with some people I haven't really touched base with yet.
No doubt. Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate your time today. You got a show tonight, you said?
Now we did, but we got like, I don't know, like 7 inches of snow. So the show's been
Shut it
postponed to
down.
March 11th.
Okay.
To March 11th. That same day, March 11th, I'm doing a show in Worcester with Capadonna.
Oh,
So
shit. Okay.
I'll be, if you're on my socials, I'll be promoting that when it starts coming up closer and closer.
Okay. Yeah, this episode will drop before March 11th, so
Yeah,
we'll try and put some links in there for it as well. So
for sure. Yeah,
uh,
I got the CDs are out now. You can hit me on whatever, any social medias, DM me, or go on my Bandcamp and you can buy it, djdedeye.bandcamp.com. Real simple. At Deadeye ST Dot on Twitter and on IG, DJ Deadeye fan page on Facebook. And we out here, man. Videos coming soon. Lawless Jungle video, 4x4 video, maybe go get it video, maybe a wifey video, maybe a more than money video. I'm just kind of keeping the options open with that. But I'm definitely gonna do at least 3 videos for the record. And then I got the new album, probably like summertime. Not really a title yet, but it's gonna be some heavy things for sure.
okay. Well, always working, always up to something. So
Always working. I might do some mixtapes this year too, just some shit to like just put out just to keep people, informed, or just something to get people to mess with stuff and maybe check the record out, whatever.
no
But
doubt.
we out here, man. We moving. The squad got a bunch of stuff dropping. Term got an album with Paul Wall dropping next month.
Wow.
He's got mad other shit. He's got like 3 albums ready. Easy's got a record dropping. Snuck's got an album dropping with DC. So we stay working, and then I'm gonna probably end up starting some type of ST album, maybe late this year, and then it'll drop sometime next year.
No doubt. Shout out to ST the Squad. Lawrence
Yes,
holding
sir.
it down for sure.
All day.
Well,
Appreciate you, man.
yeah, thank you for giving us some time today. At least you
Of course,
can relax
anytime, man.
tonight, and I'm sure you'll be relaxing, not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on some snowed in shit.
Yeah. Well, I
About to
figured
roll up in the
you'd be making
field
some
and
beats or something. So
yeah, I'm gonna definitely be hitting people up, telling people the album's out and things like that, or I got the CDs and stuff. So I'm on it.
no doubt. Well, go check out Deadeye on Bandcamp, Instagram. Twitter, Facebook. Links in the description below. So add that to your playlist. And
Yes, sir.
thanks again, my
DJ Deadeye
friend.
Intervention.
There we go. Intervention. It's out now. Spin it.
Intervention out now. Go pick that up, man. It's everywhere. Any way you can get anything. And you pick something up off this, no matter what type of, listener you are or fan you are, you're going to hear something that you like on it. You know what I mean? I tried to do that on purpose. I didn't want to have too many rapidy rap songs back to back. That's why if you pay attention to the record, there are maybe like one or two back to back hip hop songs. And then it's like a singing hook, then a rap hook, then scratches, then a singing hook, then rapping, then, you know what I'm saying? I tried to keep it like that to not be too pigeonholed with, the sequencing of the record,
No doubt.
Salute.
That's it. That's it for today. More episodes of Break It Down on the way. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Break It Down. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcast. If there's a song or video you want us to break down with an artist, hit us up on social media at OwnLane Music, or hit the artist up directly and mention our show. Maybe we can talk to him. That's it, everyone. Peace out.